So I have turned English football upside down. I have flipped the leagues. League 2 teams are in the Premier League. Premier League teams are in League 2. Championship to League 1. League 1 to Championship. We're going to flip the English footballing pyramid and see what chaos ensues. And we're not doing this for one season. We're seeing what happens 12 years down the line as well. But for this experiment, so that I'm not a biased party, we're going to take control of a League 2 team, mainly because their logo is awesome. Also, yes, I should address the obvious. I know I'm dressed like a Teletubby. I did a video with Rambo and the EFL on their channel where they had to spin the wheel. Unfortunately for me, the wheel landed on do your next video in a costume. So Rambo and the EFL have shipped me out and they have done me dirty. Please be kind, Wheel.
Oh yes, film your next episode. It currently says Halloween outfit, but obviously not in a Halloween outfit. Film your next episode in a outfit. Jesus. I can buy you that outfit.
Oh my god. Be kind to me. I don't want to look like the Joker. I have to record this whole video dressed as a bloody Teletubby. Go ahead. Roast me in the comment section. This is so uncomfortable though. I mean, I can't even put my headphones on it, doesn't it? I can't even get it over the... Oh, I can kind of do that, but then that just looks weird. Put it over the actual ears. Oh, they're flaving my ears, but... No, I can't do that. I can't do that. Oh my god. And since we are flipping everything in this career mode, also need to flip our manager name. JarradHD is the manager. So as you can see here is the Premier League, here is the Championship, here is League 1, and here is League 2. Now you'll see there's a couple of sides like Fulham and all those sides that are in League 2. There's a few sides that have crossover. That's just because there's 20 Premier League teams and 24 in everything. So I've essentially taken the top 4 in certain positions, in certain divisions, and grouped them with the division above. I am so interested to see, though, how teams like Manchester United and how they're big players, if they stay or if they leave. And on the flip side, you've got teams like Hartlepool that are just at the top of English footballing at the moment, but their teams are absolutely dreadful. How are they going to use their newfound money and power? So far, the thing I've noticed in this first transfer window is there is an absolute exodus of English players leaving English football, not going to teams in the Premier League, but going to big teams in other divisions. The only transfer I can see with a player moving from the same league to the other is Maximilian Irons going to Fulham. I can't put this ad on. It's so annoying. So here we are at the end of season number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, Scunthorpe United are Premier League champions, which is ironic given they are doing absolutely dreadful in real life as well. Meanwhile, the first teams relegated, Sutton Town, Harrogate Town, and Rochdale. That is big news. Also, Sutton United, maybe not, might be making a little feature in the rebuild series soon. If there's one positive to come out of this experiment, that is that Sunderland and Portsmouth, 2 fallen giants, well, I wouldn't say giants when it comes to Sunderland, but 2 teams that had a long time in the top flight are now back up in the Premier League after coming first and second in the Championship. Meanwhile, Shrewsbury, Wimbledon, and Exeter are all headed back down to League 1. Nottingham Forest and Sheffield United back up to the Championship. And it is going to be Wickham, Plymouth Argyle, Wigan Athletic, and Blackpool all down to the 4th division. Meanwhile, Chelsea have had an absolutely insane season here, winning League 2. They're promoted alongside the 2 Manchester clubs. I'm just happy Fulham didn't get bottom of League 2. It is Newcastle, Coventry, and Brentford, but Coventry and Brentford were just different level of terrible this season. It would have been so funny if we had the conference in this game, seeing Brentford and Coventry down in non-league football. Also, maybe the funniest part of this is seeing Swindon Town in the Champions League. They managed to get 3 draws, which is quite impressive. And Walsall almost made it out of Group F of the Europa League, which would have been absolutely hilarious. Same with Hartlepool here. They are one of the worst teams in FIFA. They got 8 points. They got 2 wins. That is insane. I would honestly love if one of these small teams ended up winning or going deep into a European Championship and then get the mad finances from that and end up becoming a superpower in world football. But something tells me that's not going to happen when a newly promoted Premier League side is only able to sign a player from the Irish League. End of Season 2, Scunthorpe United are unable to go back-to-back. It is Salford City. Let's go, lads. Salford City beating up Bradford City to win the Premier League. How the mighty have fallen. Scunthorpe United almost relegated, but most notably, Hartlepool from the Conference League down to the Championship. Sheffield United and Nottingham Forest are the first 2 bigger sort of clubs, or the teams that have been in the Premier League recently, especially when it comes to Sheffield United. clubs that have been promoted back up. Meanwhile, it is back-to-back relegations here for Sutton United, who are headed down to League One. Will they be the first team to get back to League Two? Manchester United and Liverpool are leading the race to get all the way back up to the Premier League, however, whilst Shrewsbury, Wimbledon, Exeter City and Gillingham are down to League Two once again. That is massive bragging rights there for you Arsenal fans. They have been promoted up out of League Two before Tottenham have. That is a big season. Them and Leicester and West Ham all out of League Two. And the 4 teams that got relegated from League One last season, no surprise, they've kind of been given a stiff run of things. They have finished bottom of League Two. Again though, the exodus of big name Premier League talent continues. I mean, scrolling down here, the top deals are just more Premier League talents leaving the Premier League or leaving League Two and just going to other European clubs. Is this going to be the demise of English football altogether? Sheffield United back in the Premier League and back on top. We thought maybe they were going to do it a few years ago when they got newly promoted, but this year they have actually done it. Only 3 losses all season. They stopped Salford City from going back to back in the Premier League. Scunthorpe. At least you had a fun run at the top. Scunthorpe United, first time winners, and now they've been relegated. Meanwhile, the promotion bloodbath for Manchester United continues. They are the first team back into the Premier League alongside Liverpool. Only 1 loss all season though for Man United. And it's probably a good estimate as well, good guess to say Man City are going to be up in the Premier League as well. I don't see a universe where they lose the playoffs to Reading, Ipswich or Burton. I mean, looking at this Manchester United side, yes, they've lost a few key players, but there are still some big name players hanging around Old Trafford, so something's going on there where they are trusting the process and are excited to be back in the Premier League. Regardless though, at the bottom of the Championship, Hartlepool have been relegated as well. They've gone, some of these teams are just suffering from success. Chelsea and Leicester continue their drive up the English footballing pyramid, whilst Luton, it happened, Sutton United are headed down to League Two. They are the first team that have started in the Premier League and are going to be relegated down to League Two. Whilst Man United have gone promotion, Sutton United have gone relegation. And it is Wolves, Villa and Everton escaping League Two. I'm very interested to see how long it takes all of the initial League Two sides / Premier League sides to get out of this division. Burnley are really lagging behind at the moment. They are 19th. They've finished below teams like Plymouth Argyle and Blackpool. Is this the demise of Sean Dyche and Burnley Football Club? Sheffield Wednesday fans, you might be an absolute mess in real life, but there is hope. You're playing Champions League right now. Some of these teams are having an absolute belter though. Salford City coming 3rd in what is a pretty tough group. Well, normality is beginning to resume in English football as the top 4. Fair play, to be fair, to Sheffield United. They finished ahead of Manchester City, but Liverpool are the champions here in season number 5. Portsmouth, they got promoted, but they have now been relegated. Portsmouth, Crawley Town and Oldham back down to the Championship. Chelsea and Arsenal have joined the other big clubs and are back in the Premier League. No real surprise there. Whilst Rochdale, Newport and Port Vale all down to League One. Brighton Centurions here in League 2. 6 losses all season. They are joining back up in League 1. And the demise of Burnley continues. 19th again. The more crap teams get added, Burnley still are just absolutely terrible. But Sutton United, all has been restored in the universe. They've gone from the top of English football literally to the bottom. I mean, this Burnley team, there's still a few decent players hanging around, but it is no surprise to see them struggling. They have gotten rid of all of their good players essentially besides Chris Wood and are just, they're not doing well at all, Burnley. I just want teams like Nottingham Forest and Sheffield United to hang on and keep things entertaining, because the top 5 right now is exactly how you'd expect it to be in season number 6. Goodbye Soldiers, Bristol Rovers, Leyton Orient and Bolton all relegated. Spurs have finally climbed their way out of the Championship, although the thing that makes me excited, Scunthorpe United. Could we see a redemption story for them? Morecambe, Cheltenham and Tranmere all relegated though. Wolves and Newcastle have escaped League One and will be playing in the Championship. Are they the new teams to get back up to the Premier League sooner than the others, really? West Ham, despite being relegated last year, will promoted I should say last year, have now been relegated. They haven't been able to beat out the likes of Millwall, Rotherham United, some of these Championship and League One clubs to get, they're going back down. I genuinely did not think I would ever see that in this experiment. I did not think the Premier League clubs, like I thought it was only going to be upwards for the Premier League clubs, but West Ham are changing that up. Things you love to see, lads. Fulham promoted, finishing above Brentford as well. I really want Fulham to get back to the Premier League by the end of this video. Burnley are going backwards. What is doing Burnley? Burnley are 21st. This is unbelievable. Also, an English club has finally won the Champions League again. Man City winning the Champions League. Nottingham Forest hanging on for dear life in the Premier League. I really hope they're using these consistent, like they've consistently been up here since they've been promoted. I hope they're using this power and money to their advantage to once again become a European power and once again have the Brian Clough era. I mean, looking through their side, it is nothing insane if I'm being honest. I'm surprised. I am genuinely surprised that they are doing so well right now. No players that stand out as star Premier League players, so I just want Nottingham Forest to keep on going along. But anyways, going back to the Premier League table, the bottom of it is Barrow, Ipswich Town and Stevenage all being relegated. Fair play though, some of these League 2 teams still hanging on in the Premier League. But more of the established English teams are back in the Prem. Aston Villa and Wolves automatically promoted, whilst Northampton, Harrogate Town and Charlton Athletic all relegated. Fulham are on the climb back up again. We get ahead of Everton to see Fulham and Brighton promoted. There is not going to be a team like West Ham this year though, as Cheltenham, Rotherham, Morecambe and Tranmere all relegated. And West Ham have narrowly been promoted back up to League One alongside Coventry and West Brom. I know we're all waiting to see it. Burnley, slow little bit of progress, but they are really the losers of this video. If you can take anything away from this video, it is that Burnley were unable to adapt. Again though, just players leaving English clubs and leaving English football altogether. Maybe the universe is healing though, lads. Dominic Calvert-Lewin obviously has left Everton at some stage to go to AC Milan or another club in Europe, and he is now coming back to English football, coming to Manchester United. English football is starting to heal. Nottingham Forest fell out of the top 8. No! At least Sheffield United's up there. Sheffield United, we bandwagon the Blades now. And it is another former Premier League winner in this video in Salford City being relegated finally. Goodbye, dear friend. Fulham are in the playoffs. I repeat, Fulham are in the playoffs and almost back in the Premier League. Two teams that are definitely back in the Premier League though are Brighton and Leeds. Meanwhile, Oldham, Doncaster and Bristol Rovers have been relegated down to League One. Barrow narrowly avoiding back-to-back relegations as well. Everton have finally escaped League One as they've been promoted alongside Bristol. And Derby County are finally down in League 2. Plymouth Argyle got promoted and now been relegated again. This has been absolute chaos here. West Brom, pretty like lucky to be safe as well. And Norwich City have been promoted out of League 2. A lot of the big teams have already been promoted out of League 2. It's really them and Burnley that left. And it looks like Burnley are going to be condemned to a life of torture in League 2. They sit 17th. Yeah, these teams are just getting back to business. Man City winning the Champions League. To be fair though, Nottingham Forest hanging around in European football. They made it to the round of 16 of the Conference League, which is fair play. So we are 7 or so seasons deep into this simulation, fellas. It is 2028. So what I'm going to do now, we are going to hit the fast forward button. I'm going to spend the next hour and a half or 2 hours simulating in the background, and I will reach up with you guys, link up with you guys. This bloody costume is choking up my voice box, but I will hook back up with you guys in season number 12. 5 seasons later, 12 seasons altogether throughout this experiment. Oh my god, I'm losing this is literally choking my throat. But Manchester City are the top dogs in the Premier League. I don't care about that. I'm happy to see Sheffield United are still hanging around. 66 points for Sheffield United. That is massive. Sunderland, Blackburn and Norwich have all been relegated from the Premier League. Good to see Chelsea struggling. West Ham managed to make their way back up to the Championship, but Everton and Watford are on their way back to the Premier League. Burnley finally got their act together. Burnley finished 3rd in League 2 and have narrowly been promoted up to League 1. Burnley You have been an absolute basket case in this whole video. Meanwhile, Brentford have topped League One. I just want to have a look at this Burnley side because I'm just so taken back by how bad they have been throughout this entire video. And it is clear to see why. This team has not been well kept together. And honestly, the squad numbers are an absolute joke. Meanwhile, going to the other end of the English footballing pyramid, taking a look here at Manchester City, who are the Premier League champions. And their team is absolutely quality in comparison. The fact that I don't have the global scouting network on and there's still players showing up shows that they're a good team. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, 2033, and this is what happens if you flip the English footballing pyramid. Sheffield United become respectable again, and Burnley become an absolute basket case. Thanks for watching. It has been JarradHD here, dressed up as, I don't know, Tinky Winky or one of the Teletubbies. I'm out. Peace.